ready now. Hey, everyone. Catherine, hey.
What's up?
How are you? What's the secret? So you got to tell us, right? Is it legal? Legal, fine. The wrong way. Communities to make sure they're safe.
Something the police mentioned it now as well, that the community resource action will be something that partners you. But it doesn't take away the fear that we heard from some of the Muslim leaders in there about kids being scared to go to the mosque, being scared to go to school.
I've heard mums and dads who are telling me their children are scared to go to the mosque, they're scared to play out because they look like Muslims. I've heard parents expressing concern about their children returning to school in September. So we've got to provide the reassurance. We've got to make sure Londoners aren't just safe, but they feel safe. It's really important that those who aren't Muslim continue to be great allies, great neighbours, great friends by showing allies. Look, our city is a great city worldwide because we celebrate our diversity as a strength and not a weakness. But just like we had Jewish friends a few months ago being really scared, there are Muslim friends now scared. Let's show them our support.
Yeah, and it's not just Muslim. Lots of people in London were feeling a change in atmosphere, I guess you would call it, Americanitis over the last couple of weeks.
Let's be quite clear. There are those on the far right that have used the horror of 3 children being killed, brutally murdered, 10 other people being... Additional friends, Joe Howells, the local member of Parliament. Joe, thank you for joining us today. And James Small Edwards represents this part of London on the Assembly. James, Joe, thanks for coming to this really important meeting. In a moment, I'll allow Elizabeth to speak to you. Elizabeth Chapman is part of the Met Police Service's Special Operations team, and actually the Met Police Service have been fantastic, particularly over the last few weeks, and Elizabeth will talk more to that shortly. I'm really pleased also to have Debbie Bartlett from the Home Office with us as well. It's unusual for me to say the government's been fantastic, but the Home Office has been fantastic in the last few weeks. David will talk to some of the additional resource the government has set aside for Muslim communities. Let me begin by speaking about why we're here. The reason why we're here, frankly speaking, is that 3 children, 3 girls, were murdered in Southport. And we have in our thoughts and prayers the 3 children and their grieving families. Additionally, 10 other people were injured, 8 of them children, 2 adults, many of them very seriously. Unfortunately, some mischief makers use this tragedy to spread hatred across our country. And we know Muslims have been targeted. We know people of colour have been targeted. We know, unfortunately, a hostile house and asylum seekers was set on fire. We know police officers have been assaulted across the country. Police vehicles set on fire. We know attempts have been made to harm mosques. And I was keen to bring us together with the support of the police, Home Office, and our elders and wise brothers and sisters to make it quite clear, and I speak as the Mayor of London, there is no room in our city for racism, for Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, and for any forms of hatred. And I think what's important, though, is we recognise the responsibility we have to make sure our places of worship and our communities are as safe and as secure as they can be. And that's why this practical meeting has been organised at such short notice, because you told me members of your congregation are scared to come to congregational prayers. You told me that many parents are bringing their children to the masjid because they're worried about their safety. I've been told that some families who go to Islamic ethos schools are worried about the term starting again in September and what additional security you can provide your children and their parents. And so what I want to do is provide practical support and assistance. Dr. Debbie Wilkes Bernard, my Deputy Mayor's here as well. She's been providing good support to you over the course of the last few years with me. So look, Shogha, thank you for your introduction. I'm really keen to bring in Debbie and Elizabeth to talk through some of the practical assistance our colleagues in the police service and obviously can give, and then we'll have a question and answers and discussion, if that's okay.
Thank you. Dear respected imams, scholars, brothers and sisters, distinguished guests, chairman of the Al-Manar, friends, I greet you all with the universal greeting of Islam, which is peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. First of all, I'd like to thank the Al-Manar for hosting this event at short notice. I wish to also thank you all sincerely from the deepest chambers of my heart for you to share your spare time with us today, to be in this brief dialogue with our Mayor of London. Before we start proceedings, as always in our tradition, and as we're in one of the most prestigious mosques in the country, I'd like to ask Sheikh Babakar to start with a few verses of the Quran before we proceed to the program. Sheikh Babakar.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله يحفظكم ويعلم ما تكسبون. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. صدق الله العظيم.
Just some housekeeping rules. There is no expectation of a fire alarm. If it does go off, you'll see the first person running out this room. Follow me if you wish. There is no expectation of any other emergency. This event has been very graciously put together by the Mayor's Office of Partnership Affairs Associates. We know that many of you are extremely busy. You've been dealing with very challenging times. We know your time is precious. We have summoned before you some of the leading voices and decision makers in London to basically hear your views and your thoughts, and they will hopefully take them back and share them with their teams to make London a safer place. I'd like to start by welcoming our dear, honourable, respected Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan.